All right. What you're seeing behind me is the Ocean Cleanup's Interceptor, and it's the world's first scalable river plastic solution. Now, I could probably talk about all its amazing features for days, but let me just point out a few that are most important about this. First of all, it's 100% solar powered. And this is vital because it means that you're not reliant on any grid connection or diesel supply to make it work. And you also don't have an issue with any noise or nasty fumes. And thanks to its lithium-ion batteries, it can use this solar energy to power the system day and night, even during winter. Now, we see it even works here in the Netherlands, and we basically don't see the sun for half a year, so it should be good. Now, secondly, the Interceptor is designed to operate fully autonomously. No help required, you just need to empty it once in a while. And this is important because it means that you're not reliant on any dirty or dangerous manual work. But of course, the most important feature is that the Interceptor can extract plastic with very high efficiency. And to demonstrate that, let's bring on the rubber duckies. Like literally rubber duckies. Okay, so here we go. All right. Follow me, guys. So welcome aboard. This is the Interceptor. And if we then follow me to the front. So the way the Interceptor works is that the system is anchored to the riverbed and makes use of the natural flow of the river. Now, the first thing that the plastic encounters when it's flowing through the river is the barrier, which you see over here, which guides the plastic to the mouth of the Interceptor. So this is the barrier, plastic comes here, and then what you see over here is the conveyor belt, which then scoops the plastic out of the water. And you can see that the duckies almost get sucked into the Interceptor. And this is essential because for autonomy to work, you can't get this thing, you can't get the Interceptor clogged all the time. So as a solution, we made the belt permeable. And behind the belt, we created a flow channel so that the water flow can continue through the whole Interceptor without interruption. So, and that's what's creating the suction effect. So it's really these tiny details that really make the big difference for the efficiency. Now, the Interceptor can extract 50,000 kilos of trash per day. That's a lot. That's the equivalent of about 1 million soda bottles in a single day. And actually, in the right conditions, we think we can actually double this. So if we then move to the center of the machine, then what you see here is what we call the shuttle. And it's basically a basket on wheels. So what happens is that here at the top of the conveyor belt, the plastic travels into the shuttle, which then distributes the plastic across these 6 dumpsters. Thanks to this, the Interceptor can store huge amounts of trash. It can buffer 50 cubic meters of trash. And for those not familiar with the metric system, this equates to 271,000 Rubik's cubes. So just so you know. So what should happen is that once the shuttle is full, that the shuttle should move and dispose of the waste in one of the dumpsters that's not full yet. So let's see if that happens. So it begins a bit slowly, just to avoid debris from falling from the back. And then it arrives at the position. It has ultrasonic sensors to measure how much debris And there you have it. All right. While we are here on the Interceptor, there is one more cool thing which I'd like to show you. So this is the onboard computer, and this is basically the brain of the Interceptor. So on it, we can see all the system's data and diagnostics. So here we can see its energy, system, data. You can see the health of each of the components. You can change different kind of cleanup modes. Here you can see how full each of the dumpster is, and it's actually internet connected. So this Interceptor, so we can actually see all the data of all these interceptors from around the world, so we can continue to monitor this 24/7. And then we start to move back. So, and actually every time we improve the software, we can actually update this over the air like your smartphone. And every time the dumpsters are almost full, the Interceptor automatically sends a text message to the local operators to come and collect the waste. It should be almost full. So, and the idea here was to make this operation basically as easy as emptying your vacuum cleaner. It's just a bit bigger. So when the barge is out, how can the system continue to extract plastic? Well, we thought about that. So actually while the barge is out, the system can continue to extract plastic because it can use the shuttle as a temporary buffer. So you can actually just continue operating this thing 24/7. We won't let the plastic reach the oceans. What do you think? What about passing boats? Well, for that we took these micro GPS trackers, which we then put inside plastic bottles, and then when you throw these plastic bottles in rivers, which feels pretty wrong, by the way, but for science, what you see is that in certain points along the river, virtually all of the plastic is flowing through this very narrow band, which means you can strategically place the Interceptor right there where the plastic goes without having to block up the entire river. So I must stress that this effect is not present in all rivers, but when it's there, it's pretty cool. And if not, you can deploy the barriers like this, allowing boats to go through even though you're still capturing the width of the river. Another obvious question is that rivers are pretty rough environments, so what about reliability? Well, firstly, the Interceptor is built like a tank. It's really, really tough. It has like 6 millimeters of steel for the pontoons. We think that with the right maintenance, this thing can continue operating for more than 20 years. And we engineered the nose of the Interceptor to be able to deflect big objects like trees, which could otherwise enter and do harm to the machinery. And because it's designed like a catamaran and has a very low center of gravity, this thing is super stable, so it will stay upright no matter what. And now for my favorite thing about the Interceptor. So this part, it's a pretty random part, but it will make sense in a bit. So this thing you might recognize as being part of the fendering, which you see there on the side of the system. We had to make it from plastic, so then we thought, well, let's make it from plastic that we've taken out of the ocean. So I think that's just full circle. It's pretty cool. Isn't it? Yeah. Now, let's talk about cost for a moment, because economics are key in making this plan work. Now, if it's too expensive, the cleanup is simply not going to happen. And it does look pretty expensive, if I say so myself. But actually, it's not, and I'll explain that why in a bit. So really, the key metric that truly matters is the cost per kilogram of plastic collected. Now, because the Interceptor is so efficient at harvesting plastic, and because it's a series-produced product, it's looking to have by far the lowest cost per kilogram of any existing solution. But the real game changer is this. Together with Deloitte, we calculated the cost of not intercepting plastic in rivers. So we mapped the impact on industries like fisheries and tourism for almost every coastal country in the world. And this is what we found. Deploying interceptors is even cheaper than deploying nothing at all. So this means that every day countries are not investing in intercepting plastic in rivers, they are losing money. To clean or not to clean, that is no longer a question. So, when is it actually going to start cleaning? Well, have another look at the interceptor. You might notice a certain number on it. You know what this means, right? Do you know what this means? Do you really know what this means? It means that right now, Interceptor 1 is cleaning in Indonesia. This is in Jakarta. It means that right now, Interceptor 2 is cleaning in Malaysia. This used to be one of the heaviest polluting rivers in the world. And it means that right now, Interceptor number 3 is prepared to be deployed in Vietnam. This is our yard in the Mekong Delta as we speak. And then we come to Interceptor number 4. Remember these videos going viral earlier this year? This was filmed in the beautiful Caribbean country of the Dominican Republic. But after heavy rains, its crystal clear waters turned into this. All this plastic that you're seeing here is coming out of a single river, the Rio Osama. This machine, this very machine, is going to the Rio Osama. And these images should soon be history. Now, dirty river in, clean river out. So, well, thank you. But there is more. There is more. And it's actually, it's actually really quite satisfying to watch these videos of this trash going up the conveyor belt. So we'll probably put the live streams online for all of you to see. So it's kind of fun. But there is more. There is actually a few more things. So now that there is a scalable cleanup method, the next step, obviously, is to scale it up. And we're proud to say that several places have now already signed up to join us with starting to scale this up next year. And these include Thailand, which is actually currently chairing the ASEAN conference, and LA County. And yeah, thank you. Yeah. So the fact that it's still relevant to deploy in advanced economies like the United States shows that this is not meant as a replacement for good waste infrastructure or any other prevention activity. Now, this is an extra safety net, a supplement, if all else fails. Yet, out of all the possible things that we could do and that we should do, this is the only path that I could think of that could rapidly close the tap. Well, how fast? Now, remember that number of 1,000 rivers doing roughly 80% of the pollution? Our goal is to tackle those 1,000 rivers in 5 years' time. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, this is not going to be easy. But imagine if we do get this done, we could truly make our oceans clean again. That's a future to look forward to. But this is something we cannot do alone. We need your help to make this happen. We need countries to commit to river cleaning. We need companies to help with funding and operations. And we need you to tell the world to close the tap. Thank you.